85 South is spinning off, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
So is that what you really want? You want guys like, you know what, guys? You guys, y'all got to do your own thing.
That's all I want. I remember when that whole I tried to sell MTV on the 85 South show because they were like, we need more Wild 'N Out. We do need more. Do you want to do? I was like, I don't want to do it more, but these guys are killing it. Right. And I was like, you better harness them now because they're going to do it with or without you. And they just didn't see the vision.
Right.
And I was like, and I remember telling them, because they was like, yo, you want to be a part of this? I was like, I'll support it however I can support it. Like, my platform is your platform, but that's y'all shit, and y'all killing it, and it's authentic. So, I mean, even the business people that they have behind them, they're all so, like, connected and share a same vision and really aligned. So I didn't even want to tamper with that other than telling the suits, y'all better pay attention to what they doing over here. And, you know, the rest is history.
Did you fire Karlous at one time? You fired Los?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't fire Karlous. Them people who got, and it was probably more what it was because Karlous is Karlous, and Karlous is Karlous all the time.
Yes.
So whether we feel like he literally said, Nick, these motherfuckers ain't funny. Like he would be making people uncomfortable. What that white man behind the camera actually doing? Like he would be saying shit like that. But we cracking up laughing, but it's literally people getting nervous.
Yeah.
And so there was that aspect of Karlous' energy, which we all love, but it made, you know, the network nervous. And then, just like what I said before, we all got people. And I think at that time when we have a cast of 20.
Right.
And everybody's agent wants them to make as much money as they possibly can.
Yes.
So I think whatever happened, because I clearly wasn't involved, I was like, yes, I want Karlous here. And they were like, well, his agent wants this, and the people, and we played it up because the way I feel about Wild 'N Out, no one's ever fired.
Right.
You might not do this season.
Right.
But we'll get you back next year. You might go off and do a movie this season. You might be focused. It's an open door policy. Like, and so we played it up where he said, Nick fired me. And I was like, yeah, I did it. But I had nothing to do with it. But in that sense, I damn sure made sure that Karlous was back. And then when he came back, and we could afford him, and it could, like, however that ended up working out, I was like, yo, we got to make a big deal out of this. And we made a whole episode where he was the team captain and all of that. And
because when they do Wild 'N Out, they have success in Wild 'N Out. Guess what? Now you be able to go on tour, do your own thing.
100%.
You get to go do, 400, 500, 600 seat, theaters and make money.
And it's literally a launching pad.
Yes. Okay.
And that's the blessing that it. Not only will people see you successful, and that's because it's no holds bars in there. It's literally the gauntlet, and they feel like, yo, if he can make it there, he can make it anywhere.
Yes.
And so the industry pays attention to the people who shine on that platform, and more opportunities come. So whether it's from the network that we're displaying on, whether it's Paramount or Netflix or wherever that is, and then, like you said, the audience recognizes. So they want to see.
Yes.
They want you created catchphrases on the show. You created a certain persona and vibe that now audiences going to come.
They want to see 30, 45 minutes of that.
Yeah.
Not just, hey, you going back and forth with somebody maybe 2 minutes or something like that. They want to actually see you do a whole set.
100%. And that's, hopefully we can continue to do that for many more years.
Ownership of Wild 'N Out. You took money out of your own pocket.
Own pocket.
Shot the pilot.
Yeah.
And went back to them.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would do differently?
No. I think that was there was a lot of people saying that I shouldn't have done that, and I mean, I believed in it so much. I think I was probably one of the first to kind of have ownership in what my IP was. I didn't really understand that back then, now as much as I do now. Now everybody owns their IP.
Yep. At the start of every new year, I set my goals. I tell myself this year I'm eating right, I'm working out, I'm working hard, staying on track. Then reality hits. Work, travel, cravings, distractions. Life just loves to test your focus. I've been there. I've fallen off, but I don't stay down because Amazon helps bring me back up every time. Amazon is here to make sticking to your goals easier. From healthy snacks I need to workout gear I like to have on hand. All of my everyday essentials are available to purchase in one place. Not to mention, I can get it delivered fast so I don't have to worry about making a trip to the store and adding to my already busy schedule. Great prices, no running around, no extra hassle. Now that's convenient. So when life tries to steer you off track, Amazon can help get you back to the plan, focus on your goals, and stay on your grind. Save every day with essentials from Amazon.
So probably because I experienced a lot of frustration throughout the journey of Wild 'N Out of trying to do more.
Right.
Like I was trying to do the digital stuff before it was available to me.
Right.
I was trying to do restaurants. I was trying to do touring, and I never got the okay to do it. It was kind of like, all right, it's a corporate, so you got shareholders, you got people like you can't, there's certain things that you just can't do without asking permission. And I'm not good at asking permission. I ask for forgiveness. So I would, bump my head quite a bit.
Right.
People would be like, man, you got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. So even now, as being more in an executive space, I've learned to, plan things out, but still go with your gut. But there's just a few things that if I had planned a little bit better across the journey, I probably have capitalized off of the brand even more.
Yeah, because you own 100% of it, right?
I wouldn't say 100%, but
more than 50.
Yeah. Paramount is always going to be my partners because, like I said, that's how the business works.
Right.
And I learned that early on too. Like 100% of nothing is nothing, but if you got some powerful partners that want to partner with you and they give you the majority share, then why not? And what happened was I did own the brand 100% few seasons back, and what happened, the executives at the time started looking at how successful it was becoming, and somebody realized, like, yo, you realize he owns that brand, the moniker, the logo, all of that is his. And they kind of gave me a offer, a very gracious offer. Yeah. But they were like, look, we got to participate in this. You can't own this 100%, and it's on our networks and all that. So had to break bread a little bit, and it was well worth it.
I break y'all with a little something. How much y'all want?
And it was, and since then, we've been operating on that good faith, and Paramount has been, especially the Paramount of today, has been extremely gracious and been great partners in, this next journey that we're about to take, giving me the autonomy 100%, allowing me to do whatever I want to do with my brand. But at the end of the day, them shareholders want their position and their little piece too. Right. Just to say, that's how you build, that's how you build companies. That's how when you have a network full of intellectual properties, it gives value to the entire thing.
The Masked Singer, how were you able to not only host The Masked Singer, but also be a producer?
Same vibes. I mean, you got to remember, I was the host of America's Got Talent. It was the #1 show, and I was the highest paid host, and I walked away from it.
Right.
And a lot of people told me I shouldn't walk away from it, but it was more standing on principle, standing on.
Did you get burned out? I mean,
no, it was another one of them cancelization periods that I learned from, Dave, that it was, I did a stand-up special. Right. And I made a joke that the network didn't like. Right. At its height. And I was talking about it on Howard Stern. He was like, oh man, they're going to get mad at you. They're going to make you take that out. They're going to make me take shit out. What they going to do? Literally, when that interview was over, the lawyers was calling. Like, yeah, you can't take. And it was a simple joke, Shannon. It wasn't even crazy. I said, NBC stands for be careful. Right. And then they just didn't like the tone of the N-word or whatever it was. And we went back for months, man. It went from a position of like, they were angry that I said that and then to like, please come back. And I had already, stood on principle at that point. It's like, nah, you're not going to tell me what I can and can't say, especially that's something that has nothing to do with your network. Right. Like this special was on Showtime. Right. And I was on my pro-black, standing on a soapbox moment. Right. And so I stood on it. And by that, I kind of left the building with gusto. And like I'm trying to go somewhere else so I can make another hit. And people were like, you'll never get another job like America's Got Talent, and the amount of money you were making, and that's like Howard Stern told me, Simon Cowell told me, like all the president of Universal Music, like you're making a huge mistake. And I was like, oh, you guys believe in that show and you don't believe in me. So I'm gonna show you that I'm the sauce. So we went to next door to Fox, and they were pitching a bunch of different stuff. And I was like, if I'm gonna be a part of anything, it gotta feel special. It gotta feel unique. I gotta have fun doing it. And turned down about like half a dozen different concepts before The Masked Singer came across the table. And I was like,
that's it.
That's it. And it was a huge hit in Korea already. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I put my spin on it and we kind of bring it to America, I was like, this is it's crazy. Yeah. Like nobody else believed it. They were like, why would you choose to do this? Right. And so within the deal, not only when I chose to do it, like I was the executive producer as well as the host. And, you know, we've been rocking for 15 seasons at this point.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because you know we like to do something before two something.